Hello YouTube! Today I'm going to be making a mild Italian sausage with onions and peppers in a nice hoagie with provolone cheese. It is going to be delicious. The only problem is that I'm living here in Spain and we don't have Italian sausage that you can just buy at the supermarket. So I'm going to have to be making it myself. So let me run you guys through the list of the ingredients that we're going to be using. We're going to be using 3 pounds of ground pork, 2 tablespoons of minced garlic. We're going to be using 1.5 teaspoons of fennel seeds that are toasted, a tablespoon of kosher salt, a tablespoon of black pepper. We're going to be using 1/2 teaspoon of anise. We're going to be using 2 tablespoons of fresh parsley, 3 tablespoons of dry red wine, and a teaspoon of red pepper flakes. So anyway, let me start mixing this together and show you guys what it's all going to be about. It is going to be delicious, I promise. First things first, we're going to toast the fennel seeds. So we turn the stove on, put it on the lowest heat basically, and pour the fennel seeds into a pan with no oil in a non-stick pan, and just toast them until they get nice. Okay, so you basically want to get the fennel seeds to about here. And it's been toasting for about 2 or 3 minutes. Perfect. So we're ready. We're just going to turn the heat off and get the sausage mix mixed up. Get the sausage mixed up. We're going to take all the pork we have. Like I said before, 3 pounds of ground pork, the kosher salt, the pepper, the red pepper flakes, and the anise, the anise. We're going to add the toasted fennel seeds. After that, we're going to add the minced parsley and minced garlic, all of it. The red wine. Pour the red wine on. Now the secret of sausage is you really have to mix it really well. So get both hands in there and just mix it until all the herbs, spices, pork, garlic, and everything is completely 100% incorporated. And here we go. We have got ourselves some nice mild Italian sausage. Wash your hands and then we're going to bag it up. We're going to put it in separate Ziploc bags to put in the freezer in portions. This is 3 pounds of sausage here and we're only going to be using about 1/2 of a pound for the dish we're making today. So let's just bag this stuff up, put it, what we're not going to use, in the freezer. We've got 4 bags of basically 1/2 pound of sausage here. And we're just going to put that in the freezer for later use. Cook that when we need it, as need be. But anyway, we're going to get started cooking the sausage, pepper, and onions and make this sandwich. It is going to be so good. For the sausage, we have got ourselves some really nice provolone cheese. We're going to cut this cheese up into small slices so we can put it in the sandwich. It's time to slice up the veggies. We're going to slice up maybe 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 mushrooms, maybe 1/2 of a pepper and 1/2 of an onion. Now that we've got the veggies all sliced up, we're going to start forming the sausages. And we're going to make ourselves maybe 3 links. We're going to roll them out, roll it into a ball first, then start rolling it into a log, and put it on the board, pushing in the ends to make sure that it stays even. So what we're going to do now is cook down the sausage. Then we're going to add the onions, peppers, and mushrooms and fry those a little bit, and then add the spices and the tomato sauce and the parsley and the garlic before we put it on the sandwich with provolone cheese. So anyway, first things first, let's turn on the stove and get these sausages ready. And we make sure to get the pan nice and hot. Put it basically on medium heat and start preheating it until it is almost smoking. Put in a very small amount of olive oil, just to basically cover the bottom of the pan. You know, the pork already has a lot of fat in it. So this is basically about 1/2 teaspoon of oil. So we're going to take our little sausage ling, just give them one last little roll to make sure they're nice and even. Throw it in the pan. We're basically going to cook them until they're brown on all sides. They'll still be a little bit raw in the middle, and then we'll start with the vegetables and all that. Now the sausages are basically 70 or 80% done. I cooked them basic and got a nice brown on all 4 sides of them. I'm going to take them out even though they're not completely cooked. And now to this pan, I'm going to add the veggies. The pan is nice and hot, so we'll just take the spoon and put the veggies in there. Anyway, stir this around a little bit, scraping off the bottom of the pan. Get all the delicious juices from the sausage up in the veggies. When these basically cook down a little bit and we get the water out of the mushrooms and the peppers, we're going to start adding the sauce and then put the sausage back into the sauce. I'm going to salt and pepper it. Give it a decent amount of salt, but not too much because the sausage already has a lot of salt. But give it a good amount of pepper. And just stir it again until these veggies are basically almost done. So what we're going to do now is make a sauce out of this. So we have 2 small containers of tomato puree. We're going to put them in there. We're going to salt and pepper it. Not too much salt because we already salted the veggies. But a good amount of pepper. And on top of that, we have here some nice Italian spices that I made. It's a mixture of equal parts of oregano, thyme, parsley, and basil. Put a decent amount on top, just to make sure the sauce gets a nice green hue to it. And mix the veggies with the sauce. We're going to taste it. We want to make sure it tastes right, salt and pepper wise, and herb and spice wise. So we take ourselves a little spoon and we taste it. It's perfect on the salt. Well, not quite. Give it a little bit more salt, a little bit more pepper, and a little bit more of these Italian spices and seasonings. And then we're simply going to take the sausages and put them back in and cook this until the sausages are done. Pour the sausage juices in there too, because that is some valuable meat juice. And just make sure to get everything covered. Okay, so it's basically been about 10 minutes. The sausage is ready, completely cooked. The sauce looks nice and wonderful and lovely. We're going to sandwich it up. We're going to take our bread. This is basically half a loaf of French bread, and we already cut it lengthwise, but it's not quite as soft as we want it. So we're going to put it in the oven for a few seconds just so it loosens up and makes it easier to manage. Now that the bread is nice and toasty on the outside and soft and easy to manage, we split it open like this, and we are going to lay down a thick layer of provolone cheese. Make sure to get cheese everywhere. And we are going to put the sausages and the sauce on top of this cheese, and it's going to melt, and it is going to be so delicious. And now, a testing bite of the cheese. Let's put the sausages in there. On top of the sausages, we're going to put the sauce and veggie mixture. Making sure to have some of it touch the cheese so it melts nicely. I love provolone cheese. I like it better than mozzarella cheese. And trust me, I'm a fan of mozzarella. We're going to give it a generous, snow-like sprinkling of Parmesan cheese. Crumble it on top like so. Now the oven is on the highest heat that it can be, which is basically 250 degrees centigrade. Just put on a good amount of the Parmesan cheese. And we are going to take this monster of a sandwich and put it in the oven just to get everything melted together. It is going to be so good. So just put it in the oven. We'll basically take it out in like 2 or 3 minutes at the most. The sausage sandwich has been in the oven for about maybe 3 or 4 minutes, getting nice and melty with all the cheese. The cheese has melted. We're going to take this sandwich carefully because it is hot. It's too hot for me to touch with my fingers. You know, I've burnt myself so many times in the kitchen. Might as well take it carefully so we don't burn ourselves in the kitchen. And oh, look at it. Look at it. Oh, it looks so good. Anyway, let's wrap it up, cut it, and take a bite so I can show you guys what I'm dealing with here. So anyway, wrap it a little bit on the side, wrap it. And we've got ourselves a sausage set. Now, we're going to cut it in half, put it on top, and cut it down through the middle. And oh my God, look at this. The sausage is completely cooked. Completely. We are going to take a testing bite for the purposes of science to let you guys know that it's completely cooked and to my liking. So here we go. We've got half of the sausage, pepper, onion, mushroom, and provolone cheese sub here. We're going to carefully take a bite, making sure to get sausage and everything in our mouths. So, it's hot. It's really hot, so I'm going to have to take a small bite and probably burn myself anyway, but fine. It's too delicious. I'm hungry. It's time to eat. This sausage is delicious, mild, flavorful, and wonderful. A little bit spicy, but not too much. The bread is crispy, the cheese is melted, and the sauce is wonderful. I'm not going to really describe it anymore because I'm hungry. I'm just going to eat all of this. I'm going to pour myself a nice Coca-Cola and get started. Anyway, this is how you make Italian sausage. We've got maybe 4 bags of the stuff in the freezer. You know, enough sausage to make maybe 3 sausage links. We've got 4 bags of that in the freezer. And we've got ourselves a nice sausage, provolone, pepper, onion, mushroom sauce sub. It's incredible. I gotta get out of here because I'm too hungry. So thank you guys for watching again, of course, and I'll talk to you guys soon. Bye.